risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Scholars Wrestling Show, episode 108. I'm your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. To my left is Scholar Tarek.
Life in the fast lane. Roadblock.
Roadblock indeed. And to my other left is Scholar Brian.
Hola!
Was that better, Brian? Was that better? I actually gave my body for that roadblock.
Yes.
We're all going to be giving our bodies to the roadblock. But before we do that, let's kick it off this entire show with the way we normally kick off every show, with peeking behind the curtain with a little bit of backstage news.
Do I really have to now do the intro? You kind of stole my line there by peeking behind the curtain and checking in on a little
backstage news.
Man, indeed. No matter how you slice it, we're peeking behind the curtain. We're packing behind the curtain too, apparently. Blah. I can't talk tonight.
Did you even say packing? I honestly didn't catch that.
I am stumbling all over my words tonight, but that doesn't matter. You know why? Because one of my all-time favorites, the Big Boss Man, is going into the Hall of Fame. Finally.
Finally, indeed.
So happy to hear this.
Yeah, I like this one. This one is good to me. Where with the Godfather, it's like, okay, yeah. In my case, the Big Boss Man is like, yeah, I can see it.
I actually do like this. Just thinking of what all the stuff Big Boss Man has done over the years, when he was just the good guy cop, when he was the SWAT cop, and
that boomstick, that nightstick, man. That nightstick. Nightstick needs its own place in the Hall of Fame.
Honestly, every time I see him come out and start twirling that nightstick, I keep telling myself, you know what? One of these days, I'm going to learn how to twirl a nightstick like that. Because I remember seeing that, and I think it was just the coolest thing ever.
Isn't it weird that I always say, one of these days, I'm going to feed my best friend their dog? Pepper.
You never say that.
And I'm glad you don't. Let's not forget the Big Show.
Yes.
Stealing the Big Show's dad's coffin.
Yeah.
It's
Talk
so
about some shit.
Oh, man.
It's so funny. A friend of mine actually got in touch with me, and he's just like, okay, this Hall of Fame this year just flat out sucks. Really? The Big Boss Man?
Well, yes,
my
really, the Big Boss Man.
response is, yeah, the Big Boss Man. He really is. He's done a lot in the entertainment side of the business, and in a way, he's made pretty good matches. Hell, he's one of the only lower card, well, I guess at the time lower card, to actually get thrown in a Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker and, get, hung.
Now, going back a little bit, I was not watching the WWF at the time. Excuse me. I was not watching at the time when Big Boss Man first debuted and he had the blue outfit and his first theme. But I keep seeing him all over the place on like merch and like bed sheets and like all this crazy stuff. So I'm not sure how long you guys have been fans, but probably longer than me. When he was a face and wearing his blue outfit and he was doing hard times thing, how over was he? Was he like a big time player, like main event level? Like
he was more. He was more main event level when he was the bad guy.
Huh.
When he was going up against people like Hogan and all that. He didn't really get main event opportunities until he was the bad guy going up against the big time faces.
Okay.
But even that, and then he went into the SWAT attire. And at that point, he was just he was at that stage where he was just in the lower card, putting people over, losing a match, the entirety, 3 seconds, stuff.
He
like
was
that.
the quintessential guy you put someone you want to be the top guy in a feud with him to get that boost.
Exactly.
That was his major role with the company.
Now, this is just more between you and me. During the first Raw event that we went to together, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't he in the dark match at the time? I remember the Boss Man was there.
I honestly don't remember. The only dark match that I remember off the top of my head was Gangrel and Crash Holly versus Lowdown.
Okay, it was Gangrel and Crash Holly. I remember Gangrel was there. I love his entrance. I remember Crash Holly was there.
I don't remember Big Boss Man in a match. What was it, a one-on-one against a local?
I don't know.
That would be the only thing.
I remember seeing the Big Boss Man. I just remember marking so hard for his entrance.
Well, of course.
Just because his theme song was so great.
Yeah.
And that twirling the nightstick.
Twirling the nightstick.
Oh man, he was so cool.
Twirling the nightstick, getting hanged in the Hell in a Cell by the Undertaker. Good. Always. When the Big Boss Man came out, you knew something was going down.
Run in, get pinned, end the match.
Pretty much, but there was always some, he was always in the most outlandish stuff, especially in the end when you talk about the Kennel from Hell match.
Yes.
When you talk about
Pepper.
When you talk about the Big Show's dad, when you talk about the Undertaker hanging him in the Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania.
He definitely, like I said earlier, he definitely left his mark in the entertainment side of things.
Mm-hmm. And not for nothing, it was a damn good big man too.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If he was in the ring today,
he wouldn't.
No, I mean not like his younger self in the ring today.
Oh.
He would be one of the best one. He would be one of the top 2 in the company at this point.
Interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell, he would have been if he was still alive today, he would have been one of those people taking out Heath Slater.
Yeah, with the boomstick.
with the boomstick, and even when he's backstage, he'll just probably be why am I blanking out? Road agent.
And you know what? He'd be totally deserving it. I keep hearing he's
very deserving of it, and he's deserved of getting into the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I've always been a big fan of the Boss Man. I'm glad to see he's finally getting his due.
Me too.
Now, one last question: who inducts him?
Al Snow. No.
I was going to say I want it to be either Al Snow or the Big Show.
Oh no! It has to be the Big Show. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. People remember the whole thing with Big Show's dad more than feeding Al Snow pepper.
Oh man, that was so good.
only the real hardcore fans remember Pepper, because really WWE, especially nowadays, would want to have you try and forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least with the other one, it was just we could look at it because it was just so darn silly. The other one is you murdered a Chihuahua and you fed him to the owner. That's pretty messed up, dude.
You know what? I actually have the original WWE cookbook. And in there,
I remember this.
And in there, they actually have a fake recipe for a roasted pepper steak.
Yes,
I remember that. So much.
Basically just chop up your neighbor's dog and just make it into steaks. Here's how to do it. And then on the next page, they actually have a legit steak recipe. It's okay, now here we're talking.
Oh
wow!
Man.
Talk about dedication to the craft. We love you, Boss Man.
We're sad you left us so soon.
But going from honored legends of the past to what's coming next for WWE. This just recently broke, I think just this morning, at I believe it's from the Daily Sports. The tag team TMDK is supposedly going to WWE.
Oh.
Yeah, I admit, I did not...
Oh.
I haven't really seen too much from these guys.
Yeah,
but their reputation is world class.
I only know them by name,
mm-hmm.
and I'm just they really are. Are they going to NXT or are they just going straight into the main roster?
It's not known yet. It just got announced via Daily Sports just this morning. Because I remember checking my Twitter just while I'm out and about, and all of a sudden TMDK to WWE. I'm like, okay, cool. I think they're mostly. I think I've mostly seen them out in Japan and in Europe and in England and all that. But they've been around for quite a little while. Plus, the name of the team, the Mighty Don't Kneel, that's just badass.
That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to keep the name?
I honestly have no idea. I have no idea.
Probably not.
Point.
Yeah.
But just the name itself makes you stand up and take notice.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you stand up and kneel.
Stand up and kneel. But you just got up. Now you're kneeling.
Now you
again.
have to kneel. Now you have to kneel.
Why would you kneel in front of Team Don't Kneel?
Mm-hmm.
It's because you get to kneel for them.
Because they're the Mighty and they don't kneel. But you do.
No, they're the Mighty. So that means we have to kneel to them because they don't kneel to anyone.
That's the joke.
Meh.
And finally, one last bit of backstage news for y'all. We have Mr. Anderson is officially gone from TNA. Apparently at an ICW event, he officially said, yeah, I'm no longer with TNA. Fuck TNA.
It was actually a tweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said it
there
straight
was also
up.
a video on ICW.
And then TNA said that there was a backstage incident at the Bethlehem, Pennsylvania shows. I guess last weekend, or the last time they were in Bethlehem.
Mm-hmm. What did he do?
There was an incident.
It's not known yet.
Nothing confirmed or anything like that.
Because this is the first I'm hearing about this.
I think it's brand new.
And I don't know if TNA fired him or he quit, but he's not with them anymore. And they weren't really having him do anything in the first place, so it's
that's
like,
why I honestly don't care.
Mm.
I'm just like, oh well, okay, good for him, good for them. You're not going to WWE anytime
bring
soon.
me
Anderdy.
back, Mr. Kennedy.
We're not bringing back Anderdy any time soon. I still call him Anderdy.
Bring back Anderdy. Bring it back.
Make it a hashtag. Make a trend on Twitter. Bring back Anderdy.
No,
bring back Anderdy. Team him with Sandow and bam. There you go.
Anderdy Dow.
Anderdy Dow.
I really not really a huge fan of that. I honestly
well,
don't
crap!
care.
It would get him on TV.
Hell,
That's all I'm looking for at this point. I don't care what he's doing as long as he's on
Dow
TV.
Day.
Hell, the only hashtag I'm really going after is hashtag give Bray a chance. I'm sure you all can agree with that.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
Oh, I know.
I got a happy on Raw for a second.
I think everybody got happy on Raw. Come on, that got a yes chant. But like Jeff said, we'll get to that later in the show.
And probably not too much later, because let's just get right into it. It's WWE Roadblock.
The event they just made out of their ass. Because, really, what's the point of this?
Well,
good matches. I actually do like the matches. I'm just like, well, this is kind of, abrupt.
It is, but you know what? Let's just start taking a look at some of the matches and see what kind of resolutions we might come from this. First off, we're going to start a little slow with Wade Barrett and Sheamus of League of Nations going against the New Day for the tag titles. Heel versus heel? What is this?
You and I both know they're planning on turning the New Day face.
Yeah, the New Day is playing the face. It's Roadblock, so they're gonna retain. Is it for the titles?
Yes.
Okay,
it is for the titles.
They're gonna retain. Okay, and this will lead into a rematch of sorts at WrestleMania, which is stupid, but it's what we got. Because I don't think they're gonna do
the fact that the League of Nations are in the tag team title match, or just the fact that
the fact that this feud is even taking place in the first place. The League of Nations are get off my TV at this point.
Well, literally at this point, this show is like a pay-per-view between pay-per-views.
Well, and also, let's face it, I don't believe that they would play patty cake. I don't think, if they're gonna give the League of Nations the titles for any reason whatsoever, it's not gonna be at Roadblock. It's gonna be at the big one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this, whatever happens to get us there, okay, the titles aren't changing hands at Roadblock. So New Day wins.
Agreed.
I'm gonna go with New Day as well, because honestly, what is the League of Nations doing in this match?
Filling a role.
A role that no one really gave two shits about what happened at Fastlane.
Basically,
with Edge and Christian.
Basically, okay, the League of Nations. Vince put these guys together, thinking that they were gonna do bigger business than they actually did, not realizing the charisma vacuum that putting these four guys together would hold. Okay, so he thought they would be bigger, and now that they're not, he has no idea what to do with them whatsoever. So it's like, okay, put them in the tag team title race.
The one real problem with this is the League of Nations did have a good idea on paper, because they're four good guys. And honestly, instead of just having them be, friends with the Authority, instead of just making them a separate stable, they should have just added them to the Authority. Because really, what was the point?
Because when you put the League of Nations against Strowman Reigns, what exactly did you expect to come out of that?
Oh, here's what you got. Here's what you got, and I've been saying it for weeks. Roman Reigns. Oh, look, a Super Mario star. Spear. Ooh-ah.
Ooh-ah. So, yeah. I think we can all agree New Day?
New Day.
New Day.
Yeah.
Alright, so we go from stale and predictable to something pretty unexpected and unique. We actually have an NXT tag title match,
It's like the predictable tag title match.
Dash and Dawson versus Enzo and Big Cass.
We'll go from the least interesting tag team title match to the more interesting tag team title match.
This will determine if Enzo and Cass are coming up any point soon. This will be the determining factor. If Enzo and Cass win the tag team titles here, they're not coming up for a little while, because they're going to give them a little bit of a run with the tag team titles. If they do, give it to them. If they lose, expect them the night after WrestleMania.
Very interesting.
Because I want them up the night after, because I want them up soon, I'm picking Dash and Dawson.
Okay.
To retain.
See, I'm going to say, since I just really want them to get a shot at something good, Enzo and Cass, so I don't care if it just means that they're sort of delayed for a little while, but as long as they get, no matter what they do, if they move up to the main roster right away, which, let's face it, they totally deserve, I would be okay if they lost as long as they looked good, but it's kind of hard to do that in losing. That requires a particular touch in my eyes. So for the benefit of wanting Enzo and Big Cass to look good in front of an expanded audience, I'm going to take a shot and say Enzo and Cass for this one. No matter where that goes for after that, who knows, but I'm going for Enzo and Cass.
I'm actually going to go with Enzo and Cass as well. Mainly, I was actually thinking about this match on the way over, just because it's right now it's the only NXT match on the card, correct?
I believe so.
As far as I know,
yeah. As of right now, it's the only NXT match on the card, which is a pretty big deal. And I feel like they're trying to give Enzo and Cass the big deal treatment, and I actually see them kind of a mixture of both of what you guys are saying. I see them winning the NXT Tag Team Championships.
But did they lose them the night before WrestleMania?
Honestly, here's the thing. No. I think they're so high on these two. I see them coming up the night after WrestleMania, challenging whoever the tag team champions are and taking them that night and being the only team that has an NXT title and a WWE title. I don't know why. I'm like, I could see them actually doing that, especially when it comes to the tag team division.
Sounds interesting, but
I
don't know if Vince would be up for that.
See, you know what I mean? That's part of the thing. I can see it happening, but like you said too, this is a case where there are barriers put up that that everyone assumes are there, but actually aren't. When in reality, there's nothing really stopping them from doing something like that.
There's nothing stopping them, but you also have the
NXT. You had the NXT champion being on the main roster.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, okay, first of all, it came out earlier today that Vince McMahon, and whether it was yesterday or today, Vince McMahon thinks that the NXT has no stars. Legitimately, he said that out loud. So I'm not sure what you're thinking I don't know if Vince McMahon would go for that. And then, once again, in the WWE, the WWE,
okay,
that's one for Brian. He is the be-all, end-all. He is the one. You run the storyline idea, and Vince McMahon is the one with the final okay. So, would I like to see your idea happen? Of course I would. I love Enzo and Cass. Bring them up as the NXT Tag Team Champions.
And really,
have them challenge what, at this point, you'd want the face team to... You'd want them to be faces, go up against heels. So, I guess at some point, give a heel team the Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania. Then have Enzo and Cass come up, beat them on Raw, have the two tag team titles. I get it. I love it. It's just there's one big roadblock.
No pun intended. Oh, actually, I think you were kind of intending that pun.
The roadblock is a little troll we have named Vince McMahon. Would he... Triple H in a heartbeat would do it. Okay, but Vince McMahon.
It definitely would get them attention, but I do see where you're coming from, and the fact that Vince McMahon truly does believe that is just. We've been making it such a joke. Hell, everybody in the IWC have been making it a joke that Vince is so out of touch with the business today. With him doing stuff like this, it's just like, okay, I think he actually may be a little bit out of his game.
Because Triple H and Vince are fighting right now about how to use Finn Balor.
Then again, as far as I'm concerned, though, all of this, it's all just hearsay until I see something actually proven. I honestly think at least some of that is pure dirt sheet speculation. I feel like there's still a lot missing from
with what Triple H and Vince.
Yeah, the whole Triple H Vince dynamic. So I'm not prepared at this point to really come down on that one way or another, at least in terms of weighing in on how this will affect decisions, like Enzo and Cass.
Yeah, I'm still of the mind I'd like to see them come up on Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, and in my eyes, for that to happen, when they come up, they're not going to be tag team champions. So
I just don't want it to be so obvious. You know what I mean?
So in this case, that's the hope all the time. But the way WWE works, the obvious is basically the truth most of the time. So in my case, because I want them up the night of I want them up as soon as possible. Dash and Dawson retain.
Okay. All right, moving on to another big match that we were alluding to earlier. We've got Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt.
Is there a stipulation of this match?
No stipulation.
Just a simple one-on-one?
Brian, you're giving us a glare right now. What's on your mind?
I hope that nobody thinks that this is actually intriguing. Because this is a throwaway match. Legitimately. Bray Wyatt is being used as Brock Lesnar's warm-up match for Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania. And it upsets me because it goes back to what we were talking about last week, but in this case Brock Lesnar beats Bray Wyatt. I hate it. This is a match, okay, that Bray Wyatt wanted, obviously. Brock Lesnar wanted to do... Brock Lesnar wanted to work with Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I was going to say, hell, even Brock wanted this match.
Okay, Brock and Bray were pissed that they actually changed it. Legitimately pissed that they changed it to Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose.
That's right.
So now they're gonna do their best to show that they could have a really good match, but in this case, because Brock Lesnar has the feud and the storyline going into WrestleMania and Bray Wyatt does not, Brock gets the win.
I don't want to believe that. I really don't. But if I've got to come down one way or the other, if whatever happens next also means that things get changed around and I don't know. For the sake of
so I know what you're picking
with,
for the title match. Okay.
For the sake of all that, I'm gonna go with Brock Lesnar too.
What really was confusing me about this match was when I asked, is there a stipulation to it? And you said, no, it's just a simple one-on-one. For me, I'm going to choose Brock Lesnar. But honestly, I think it's going DQ.
The Wyatt family jumps in?
Yeah. Wyatt family jumps in. Brock's going to win by disqualification, but it's still the fact that he's going to pretty much lay out Harper, Rowan, and Strowman.
I really want to see him F5 Strowman. I do. I would be like, if we get the DQ, all I want out of Roadblock is an F5 to Strowman. If that happens, whatever happens after that, I'm good with it.
And I'm only thinking that because, in a way, because of what we saw this past Monday with Bray Wyatt and Triple H, I think they would kind of want to protect both guys now, especially after the reaction that Bray and Triple H had. I can see Bray look like he's obviously getting his ass kicked, which is probably easy because he's facing against the Beast, and Brock Lesnar is I guess the best way to put it is a beast. I was going to try and think of a more elaborate thing to say, but no, it's simply put, he is a beast. It's going to be mostly one-sided, and I just see Harper, Rowan, and Strowman getting involved, causing the DQ, and that's going to have Bray Wyatt stand on the ramp, basically looking at seeing his minions get
annihilated.
They're going to look like they're going to get the upper hand, and then Brock's going to be like, he's going to be his facial expression is going to be what Dean Ambrose did to him at Fastlane. He's going to punch, and it's going to be the super dude all over again. He's just going to be like, no.
Because he does it right. Okay, Brock Lesnar turns into Super Beast the right way. Okay, while Roman Reigns does it out of nowhere and just Brock Lesnar sits there, takes it, and then he's like, all right.
My turn.
But I can see this as them trying to protect both guys. Especially, like I said, what happened after Monday. I think I'm going to put Brock as DQ.
Now that Bray Wyatt has actually, for the first time, looked at the title, and he's just that was great. And he said something. I want to know what he said. Okay, he said something to Triple H while his head was turning away. I want to know what he said.
I have to look at that again because I don't recall.
That was legitimately the greatest minute for me.
People were losing their minds.
For me, of the show on Monday, I was like, "Come on, do it!"
And it's moments like that make me question what if. Again, we're so used to WWE usual method of doing things. We're so used to their programming. But at the same time, they do stuff like that this close to WrestleMania. I don't know if it's a swerve or not, but damn it, I want to believe.
I want to believe too, and that'll lead to a good Scholars Quick Talk for later.
Oh, you do have one.
Oh, I have 4 of them.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't have one.
No.
Okay,
Oh
well,
no,
in that case,
I have plenty of scholars. Quick talk.
in that case, let's move right the truck on. Main event.
Right the truck on.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. Roadblock humor.
Hey, you shut the front door.
And
Another roadblock.
Triple H,
And
Dean
you-
Ambrose, WWE title. I'm calling it right now. I want Dean Ambrose to win.
Everybody wants Dean Ambrose to win. That's it.
It's just that WWE is such a... The higher-ups in WWE are such stubborn a-holes.
But because they've already announced, and it's set in stone, that Dean Ambrose will face Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns will face Triple H. Okay. Dean Ambrose will hit the dirty deeds, look like he's about to win, and then we will advance both stories further. Brock Lesnar comes out, annihilates Dean Ambrose, not because he's helping Triple H, but because Brock Lesnar is angry, especially if what you said comes to fruition. Brock Lesnar's already pissed off. Dean Ambrose has a title match? No. Brock Lesnar comes out, takes out Dean Ambrose. Triple H does some things, gets a pin. Triple H retains, and we get what we were already signed up for. If they had not announced Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose in a no-holds-barred street fight, then I would be more akin to your way of thought. Mm-hmm. However, it's announced. Straight up. Not gonna change once that kind of match is announced. So, unfortunately, for us all, it is not yet Dean Ambrose's time. Triple H retains.
Fool, do you agree?
To an extent, yes. Although, right now, I'm split with this match because I just see two scenarios happening here. One, the stupid thing that WWE most likely will do and just have it be make Dean Ambrose look so strong, but still have him come out on the short stick by, if anything, having him take 2 or 3 pedigrees to keep him down, to show that he has the endurance to keep going.
I can see that too. Maybe not even have Brock Lesnar come out.
And the second scenario, which happens to have Dean Ambrose win the title, but hear me out. With Brock Lesnar still coming out, but attacks Triple H and F5's Triple H and throws Dean Ambrose on Triple H, so Brock Lesnar can get his title match at WrestleMania and now make the street fight into a title match. But Triple H would be like, no. And from what I hear, I've been hearing so much.
So they turn it into a fatal four-way?
So they turn it into a fatal 4-way. Because I've been hearing from so many places that the only reason this event was made was to fix. Because as much as WWE wants to have Triple H versus Roman Reigns, the fans will boo it out of the building. And this is them basically pulling another version of putting Daniel Bryan in the main event, but having Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar and put in the main event and put in a fatal 4-way. Like I said, that's the scenario which people would probably respect a lot more. They would like it, but yes, like you said, they have announced the 2 matches already. So
if they hadn't have announced set in stone,
had these posters,
had the posters, had all that. If they hadn't set that up already, I would be more down for that idea.
But it's like I said in the beginning. There's still option A, which is most likely what WWE is going to do, and because we know WWE is not the risk taker it used to be, it'll probably just go, we still want Roman Reigns because we have a hard on for Roman Reigns.
If they were still the risk takers that they wanted us to think they were, Ambrose would have won the Royal Rumble. If they were still the risk takers that we thought they were, as soon as Triple H won the Royal Rumble, that's it.
Yeah.
It's set in
So
stone.
I'm just gonna flat out and say, as much as I want to see Dean Ambrose win the title, I'm gonna give it to Triple H.
Dean
I
Ambrose.
hate to say I don't want it.
Yeah, Dean Ambrose will get his time this year. I think he'll win it at SummerSlam. Okay, but I would rather honestly see Ambrose versus Lesnar. I would rather see, if I'm not gonna get Ambrose versus Reigns, I'd rather see Ambrose versus Lesnar. But if I can't get that, okay, your main event's gonna be McMahon versus Taker. If everything is the way it's supposed to be, the main event of WrestleMania will be McMahon versus Taker. Okay, because you do not want
how
to
this
end.
thing has been being built. I wouldn't be surprised if this actually closes the show.
I think that is what they did to counteract Triple H versus Roman Reigns. They were like, Triple H versus Roman Reigns. We already know that this is gonna get booed out of the building, so we'll bring in and try to make a storyline main event worthy. And what they came up with was Shane McMahon trying to take control away from the Authority, and Vince McMahon sending the big gun against him. So it's like, okay, that makes sense for a main event match that isn't for the title.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. So. And of course, so you'll have Ambrose versus Lesnar in the match that everybody wants to see. Everybody is fine if they can't get Ambrose in the title match. They are fine with Ambrose versus Lesnar in a no holds barred street fight. So you'll get that. You'll get the match that everybody hates: Triple H versus Roman Reigns for the title. Because I'm sorry, but they built that up too far for too long to just, and I've always had a problem with multi-man title matches at WrestleMania. Title match at WrestleMania should always be one-on-one. That's my deal. Yeah, I had a problem with Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton versus Batista. Batista shouldn't have been in that match at all. And that was, so they added in Daniel Bryan, that went swimmingly. Okay, but I'm like, putting in 4 people, putting in 3 people even. I'm like, you've built this storyline between Triple H and Roman Reigns over a good 4 or 5 month time period. Okay, you gotta end it with Triple H versus Roman Reigns. Not adding anybody in, not doing any of that. Yeah, it sucks that we're gonna get it as a title match. But you have to end it with a one-on-one, okay? And you'll get McMahon versus Taker.
Seriously, I still would love to see Brock Lesnar come down and take out Ambrose, and then take out Triple H. And
What if he just takes
Ambrose's
What if he just takes out everybody and leaves?
Hey,
you know what? I would have the match end a no contest, but that would also
not even a no contest, but it takes enough out of Dean. He comes down, F5's Dean Ambrose. Triple H is like, oh, thank you, and tries to go to pick up Dean Ambrose, but Brock Lesnar is like, no, you get over here too. Goes all Scorpion, get over here, puts him in the F5, and then just leaves.
As interesting as that would be, I just don't see that happening, except to the point like, oh, I'm only out here because I'm Brock Lesnar. I deserve a title match at WrestleMania. I defeated The Undertaker. I'm the one behind 21, or what is it, 22 now? Yeah, 22.
Yeah,
22 and 1. I'm getting my title match. And since I already have a match at WrestleMania, I'm going to just make him the champion. That's the only way I can... I honestly... Now I've reached the point where I don't see Brock Lesnar coming out of this, except if that scenario happens. Yeah, I just see it being showing how awesome Dean Ambrose is, and that he is in a main event. It's, simply put, this is his Stone Cold rise to the main event, and like Triple H is the Bret Hart.
Yeah, like it's Triple H has to hit multiple pedigrees to put him down. to finally get him down. Do I think this will set Ambrose, if he wasn't there already? He's not going to get the title now, but it will set him on that path.
I could see. I'm calling it now. I see 3 pedigrees.
One after the other.
Like no, the final 2 is going to be one after the other. It's going to be one. It's going to be one pedigree. He kicks out, and then it looks like it's going to be the end. He hits another pedigree, and 1, 2, and he just barely kicks out. And then you just see Triple H just looking in shock, and he slowly gets up and looks at Dean. You just see Dean.
And Dean Ambrose is just doing his little.
And then that's the final one. And then the 3rd pedigree. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
That's going to be his Stone Cold Bret Hart match.
I'd be alright with that.
Right.
So yeah, no Brock Lesnar, unless Brock Lesnar wants a title match. Unless my option B happens.
Hey, well, there's only one way to find out. In the meantime, Fool, you got some Scholars Quick Talk for us.
I do have some Scholars Quick Talks. Just give me one quick second and let me pull them up. Here we go. Okay, since we've been talking about Roadblock, since this is the prediction episode of Roadblock, which I thought we would never have. Roadblock will get a better rate. Will be a better rated event than Fastlane.
Well, do you mean like ratings as in people watching, or just better show?
Better show.
I really can't say for sure. I'm going to say no, just because of how hasty it is.
I'm gonna say.
Like with all the wrestling, like wrestling observers give their score, like getting final scores. It'll do better than Fastlane.
Again, I'm still going to say no, just because of A, how hasty it is, and B, we also don't know what else is going to happen, and C,
I'm going to say with this card,
and we also don't know how the finishes are going to go. If there's any dusty finishes at all, I doubt it.
I don't know, because Fastlane was so bad. I don't know. But with this card that we have right here, there's potential. Okay, the show itself doesn't have to mean anything, but if you're just giving ratings to the matches, not for what they could lead to, then I can see this getting better rated than Fastlane. Oh. Because Fastlane was a whole bunch of nothing except for two matches. It was a whole bunch of nothing. So I can see this being better rated for the match quality, not for anything else.
Okay. All right. Since we went into big detail about Bray Wyatt looking at the title, giving a little rub, and people loving the hell out of it, Bray Wyatt will get a title shot in 2016.
Yes. Easy.
Yes.
All right.
I could see him as Money in the Bank.
Definitely.
Ooh, I can see that. I would want that too.
Either him or Owens.
Sinister boogeyman sort of hiding in the shadows of his family, ready to spring it on anytime. I like it.
All right. And here's something we actually didn't talk about this episode, but it caught my interest. The sudden heel-ish turn for Ryback. And how he changed his attire. He's now they're planting seeds for Ryback versus Kalisto for the United States title at WrestleMania. And looks like he's going in as the heel. My Scholars Quick Talk question is, will this Ryback heel turn be more successful than his first heel turn?
Successful,
maybe. More enjoyable, I doubt it.
Can I say I don't care? It's
you can.
It's
like I said, we didn't talk about it, but it caught my interest of how much they're trying to invest. And I even heard, and going back to episodes back, we were talking about how Strowman will get a title shot after WrestleMania. From what I've been hearing, looks like they're planning on going to give a title shot to Ryback in the near future. There looks like they're starting to push Ryback again.
If they are, then they're going to have to do a lot more before he gets.
They're going to have to do a lot more than a title feud with Kalisto, okay? Especially after the first heel turn. Say what you want about the first heel turn, but he was going up against guys like Cena and Punk.
One thing I do like about this heel turn is that, it's a subtle heel turn. Like, he comes in with Kalisto and says that he respects him, but he's going to go after him. And that's like,
and he's giving him advice.
Like a superhero, and he's giving him advice. Yeah,
you need to get rid of Sin Cara. You need to get rid of the person who is holding you down. And so I was like, okay.
I'm interesting.
Other than the fact that he was doing the promo like he was reading off of cue cards, but it sounded like it sounded like an announcer dude. If you weren't looking at him, it sounded like an announcer just reading off of cue cards to the person he's talking to.
I will say
the idea behind everything makes sense. The idea behind Ryback left his tag team partners because he wanted the spotlight. Kalisto is the United States champion, but he's still with his tag team partner. So Ryback's like, why? What I did.
See, what I like about it is we actually got a chance. Before, we just had Ryback being the big, feed me more, I will take you out. Like, pretty much everyone was calling him Goldberg because he had little to no character. He was just there, match, repeat, leave. And ever since his heel turn, it's just, I don't like bullies. I don't like bullies. Where were you, John, when the Shield kept attacking me? When the Shield attacked you, I was there. Dub, dub, dub. Where's my Rice Krispie treat?
I'm glad you included the Rice Krispie treats.
But what I like about this is when he was a face, we actually got a three-dimensional character with Ryback. It's just reached the point where people didn't care, and they're using that to evolve him heel-wise. And I do believe this heel turn will be a more successful one, just because now that we actually got to know Ryback the character, not Ryback the musclehead that wants to eat and destroy.
Mm-hmm. In that order.
Ew.
Hey, you do what you gotta do, man.
And okay, that was my final quick talk.
Okay.
Since WrestleMania is just around the corner, and usually it's the end of the quote unquote season for WWE, will WrestleMania have a heel turn / face turn at the event where people flop? There will be one heel turn and one face turn.
I'd say it's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, I don't know who, but I believe...
I'm not looking for who. It's just in general. There will be...
Simple answer,
someone...
yes.
All right. And that's it for Scholars Quick Talk. And that was actually a very fun one. I actually enjoyed this one this week.
Some of these quick talks aren't getting so quick anymore, but hey.
But you know what? Sometimes they do deserve like another extra couple of seconds, because I work hard at figuring these things out, and I'm like, I actually want to hear what you guys think about certain things instead of just, yes, we'll have quick simple answers like the heel turn, face turn swap, and Bray Wyatt getting a title shot.
But anything involving Bray Wyatt,
I do want to have like one little more than just a simple yes and no answer, quick answer.
Well, hey, you know what? These kinds of questions are going to keep coming up for the duration of this show.
Hey, they may go a little longer, but you know what? It's still quick and to the point.
And Bray Wyatt, just going back to that for a second, Bray Wyatt has the perfect entrance for Money in the Bank cash-in. You don't see him.
Yeah, I would love to just...
Then it goes dark. And all of a sudden you just see the referee with the briefcase, and all you hear, like, you don't even see Bray Wyatt. All you hear is Lillian Garcia or the ring announcer. Bray Wyatt has decided to cash in his Money in the Bank.
Wait, and then the lights that in the dark.
In the dark.
Oh, I would love to see it.
And then the lights just come up to him doing his spider thing in the corner. That would be fantastic.
No, what I see it as, the thing, you have the dirt, quick darkness, screen's black, and then it comes back dirt, and you have the referee holding the briefcase, and then Bray Wyatt's doing the spider walk, but the referee has the briefcase like, wow, I'm holding this. Okay, here you go.
There's so many different ways this can be done effectively.
I hope he gets the Money in the Bank.
But you know what? Right now, you've heard what we think. We want to hear what you think. So, of course, you can drop us a line at any of the usual channels. You can leave us a like on this video if you like what you hear. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. who's going to win Money in the Bank, who's going to come out of Roadblock, either a champion or a heel turn, face turn. Where's this going? Let us know. And if you like what you hear and you want to hear more, click that little subscribe button. Also, you can follow us on our Facebook page. Just look for the Scholars of Wrestling Show. And last but not least, you can also always find us on Twitter. You can follow our main account at ScholarsOW. Fool, where can I reach you?
I'm at the Avataric.
Sir.
I'm at Atomic Beanpole.
And I'm Robbie Rage, all one word. And of course, together we make the form of the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled.
Smooth.
You're welcome.
Let's get ready for Roadblock, because I'm smooth.
We're turning into our forms.